Every year during the dry season, thousands of cattle herders in Sudan move their animals further south, raising tensions with the local Dinka people. VOA's Paul Cisco has more.
For generations, Missourian nomads have traveled into the Muglad Abiy corridor into traditional Dinka lands to find water and pasture. But times are different now. This elder explains.
When we were young, we had no problems. Things were stable, and we would graze our cattle and stay for 5-6 months before going back.
This is the dry season, and competition for resources is growing. Missourian elder Daud Daha Mohammed.
The reason we clash is because our lives depend on these cattle. So if there's no water, we have to fight, because cattle is our livelihood and we can't live without it.
The Abiy region bridges North and South Sudan. It is shared by both the nomads and Dinkas, who also consider it homeland. There are no set boundaries, and it is essentially ungoverned.
If the Dinka say the land belongs to them, we will say it belongs to us because our grandfathers lived here and died here 300 years ago. Things will get worse if the government gives the land to the Dinkas because it belongs to both of us.
Last May, North-South fighting between the Sudan Armed Forces and the Sudan People's Liberation Movement erupted here, leaving more than 100 people dead and many thousands displaced. Chris Johnson is with the United Nations mission in Sudan.
Last year, it was agreed that they could migrate, and they could migrate with arms, but only small numbers for personal protection and for protection of their cattle. Because the other complicating factor, as you will remember, is that the Missourian were also part of the old PDF and part of the fight against the South in the last war. And so there's always a fear that they could once again become part of a fight, and that arms could not just be there for protection but also turned into aggression.
Cattle are essential to the livelihood of these two Sudanese communities. Both are traditional cultures set in the ways of their ancestors. But where they once found ways to solve disputes peacefully, they are now close to conflict, agitated by fewer resources and political uncertainty. Paul Cisco, VOA News.